Cheers, Internet, and welcome to Happy Fun Time Games, the podcast trivia segment that gets hit with all the hams at once. Today, we are joined by Mike Brubaker from Moo-Duck Brewery, which is in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, as well as Sam, Son, Mike King, and Ryan Foltz, all from Poor Man's Brewing in Ephrata. They will be facing off against my co-hosts, Dan and Steph, for a chance to win a fleeting and meaningless moment of satisfaction in Happy Fun Time Games. And our game this episode is Bad Beer Reviews. I will read snippets of beer reviews from beeradvocate.com with certain words and phrases removed, and you have to guess between two options which are the true words of the author. As always, in this game, I will say these reviews have been edited for clarity, correction, and to fit the format, and none of these opinions on these beers reflect the opinions of Beer Busters Podcast. With all that preamble aside, we will begin to my left with Dan. The first beer, Evil Eye Sour Green Apple. And it comes from Melanie Brewing, which is in Wisconsin. It's a 10% ABV malt liquor with artificial flavors.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it also contains certified colors, blue number 1 and yellow number 5, if you were wondering.
Was yellow number 5 the one that messes with your sperm count, or is that
That's what people say. It's a sour green apple candy beer, and it comes in 40 ounces. So that's the beer being reviewed. Our reviewer for this beer had this to say. He said, "The first green beer I have ever seen. Fake and day glow. No head. It just kind of sits there and looks like, is it the stuff that made regular turtles into Teenage Mutant ones, or the liberated contents of 1,000 glow sticks?"
God, I really hope it's turtles.
You going with turtles?
Going with turtles.
Man, I love being a turtle. Steph, your turn to guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm totally going with turtles.
All right, Mike.
Hey, why not? Let's go with some glow sticks.
Sam.
Turtles.
Other Mike.
I'll stick with other Mike and go with glow sticks.
Oh, the Mikes combining forces for glow sticks.
Mike's of a feather.
Yes, Mike's Incorporated. Finally, Ryan, what do you think?
Turtles.
Going with the turtles. The turtles, the popular choice, also the correct one. It was the stuff that made regular turtles into Teenage Mutant ones. I will say this review comes to us from all the way back in the year 2006.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Geriatric turtles.
Yes, which is evidenced by such remarks in the review as, "This must be the apple drink Dave Chappelle mentions."
Wow.
Also, Dayglow went out about 10 years ago. Wow. They conclude the review with this sentiment saying, "It's not good tasting, but I applaud Melanie Brewing for at least almost getting something not wrong."
Oh, wow. Oh, that's just mean.
That is mean. Dan, Steph, Sam, and Ryan scoring a point. The Mikes, unfortunately, getting that one wrong. We're moving on to Steph and our second review for our second beer of the game, Artemis, and it's made by Moonlight Brewing, which is in Santa Rosa, California. Artemis is a gruit, which anyone out there who don't know, it's a style in which various herbs and spices are used in place of hops. And it's brewed, this one, with mugwort and bergamot. Our reviewer begins their review with a long line of commas saying, "This was by far one of, if not the, worst craft beers I have ever tasted." They go on to say, "After passing it around a table of friends, we all decided that it tasted like a combination of, is it soap, socks, and rubber bands, or ashes, cheese, and cheap cologne?"
I'm going to say the second one.
Going with the cheese, ashes, cheap cologne, Mike Brubaker, what do you think?
We'll go with the second one.
And Sam?
Cheap cologne.
Mike King.
I'm gonna go with A.
Oh, Mike King breaking the trend, going
Come
with
on, Mike.
A.
We're supposed to stick together.
Sorry.
The mics are at war. Ryan, you're up. What do you think?
I'll go A also.
Yes.
All right. So we're getting a bit of a spread here. Dan.
I'm going to go for A.
Oh, so we've got 3 A's, we've got 3 B's, and the A's have it. Dan, Mike King, and Ryan are correct. They finish their review by saying, I would not recommend this beer to anyone for purposes other than biological warfare.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Pretty
Makes sense.
intense sentiments there. So we're moving on to our next beer of the game, and we have come to Mike Brubaker of Moo-Duck Brewery to guess first on this one. Next up is Indian Wells Brewing's Raspberry Ale.
Oh, they got the puree.
How appropriate. Yes.
Bastards.
This beer is adapted from their Pilsner recipe. They have a Pilsner called Mojave Gold, and this is basically that with raspberries and raspberry extract
All right,
added.
for us collab.
There you go.
Don't put raspberry in Pilsner.
That's what they did, sort of. So it's light pink in color, and the brewery says this light beer is fun to drink. You can take home a 6-pack for a fun treat for your friends and family. But our reviewer was not delighted. They said the following: I decided to break this rarity out for the holidays. What a special occasion. This smells awful. It smells like, is it sweet pickle juice and boiled peppermint, or raspberry menthol cough syrup and steamed vegetables?
We'll go with the, since it's mentioned raspberry, we'll go B.
Sam, what do you think?
Same thing, the second one.
Mike Poormans.
I'll go with B. Yeah.
All right, everybody going with the raspberry cough syrup and vegetables. Ryan, what do you think?
I'll go the opposite. I'll go A.
Dan?
I'm going back to B because A just sounds like the worst fucking thing
Dan's
ever.
going back to B. I'm going back to Callie. Steph, last to guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure how pickle juice fits in there. I'm gonna say B.
All right, everybody except Ryan said B, and everybody except Ryan is correct.
Whew.
Because B
Hey.
is the answer. Yes, it was
Got
the
one right.
cough syrup and vegetables. They continue on, braving past that horrible aroma, and they bring us along for the struggle, saying the following: with iron resolution, I raised the glass to my lips 3 times, and 3 times I found myself putting the glass down without imbibing. This is the first time I've ever been afraid to taste a beer. When they finally did, they say it tastes almost like nothing, with well-integrated notes of cooked carrots and cabbage coalescing with raspberry cough syrup. Delightful. Quite the flavor profile there. So we have
Sounds
come
like
up
a great Pilsner.
yeah, it does, right? So we've come up to Sam to guess first on what it is. Coming up next is our penultimate
Oh, there it is.
question of the game. This and one more is
I
all
feel
that
like
we
you
have.
need big flashing like and ultimate.
Penultimate
Yes.
pen. Our next beer, our penultimate beer, in fact, is from B.O.B's Brewery in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It is their spiced Oktoberfest lager. Now, there's not much info out there on this particular beer, but B.O.B's does make a regular traditional Oktoberfest, and I'm pretty sure that this one was just a one-off of that with fall spices added.
So it's like a pumpkin spice
Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest.
I mean,
yeah.
our reviewer had this to say about this beer. They say it was astoundingly sweet, had a huge smell of cloves, which may be the one recognizable flavor. The mind reels with the assault on the taste buds. It's like, is it licorice dipped in stale apple juice or pumpkin pie made with gasoline?
Go the pumpkin pie.
All right, Mike King.
I think if you do cloves wrong, that would come off more as the licorice side. So I'm going to go with A.
Okay. We've got a little disagreement right off the bat.
Logic does not help in this game.
Usually not.
Sorry, that's
Ryan?
my 9th hams.
Ryan, what do you think?
I'll go B.
All right, going back to B, Dan.
I mean, he's probably pretty drunk, but I like the logic. I'm going with A.
All right. This is quite the stumper here. Everybody's different answers. Steph, what do you think?
Damn it, I was gonna say B, but it makes sense, and it's gonna be wrong, but I'll say A.
All over the place. We've got 3 A's, 2 B's. Mike.
And let's make it
Brubaker.
even, 3 Bs.
All right, 3 B's, 3 A's. Who has it. The bees have it.
Oh.
Because it was pumpkin pie made with gasoline. Yes.
I should have stuck with my gut.
Pumpkin pie made with gasoline was just one of the many things that this person likened the flavor of the beer to. The others included taffy apples dosed with Listerine and fried apple pies with Cool Whip, which actually sounds pretty nice.
Yeah. How is that?
I don't know, but they concluded the review by saying, after a few wincing sips, I award this witch's brew the skull and crossbones. That's what they had to say about that. So we have one more beer, one more review left in the game. So we're going to add up the scores here to see who's going to go first, second, third, and so on. And would you believe it? We've got 6 people playing this game, and everybody has either 3 or 2 points. So we've got Dan, Sam, and Ryan all with 3 points in the lead. And then we have Steph and the 2 Mikes right behind with 2 points apiece. So as we know, the usual way that we conduct the final question is based upon the scores up until this point. And under normal circumstances, it is confusing enough. But now with 6 people with only 2 different scores, this is just very, very complicated. So we're going to take our 3 front runners and make them guess first. We're going to start with Sam and then Ryan and then Dan, and then we're going to go to Steph and then the 2 Mikes for our final beer of the game, which means, Sam, you are up first. Our final beer comes from Black Bottle Brewery in Fort Collins, Colorado. This beer is called Donkey Punch.
Oh, no.
I've had that
no.
one. It's fucking cracking up.
Is an 8.5% ABV smoked chili pale ale.
Oh.
Here you go, Mike.
Our reviewer begins by relating the following. When my wife makes chili verde, I take a couple pounds of Anaheim peppers and roast them on the barbecue. When they get hot enough, they pop. This beer smells like that pop. It tastes like if you took a mouthful of blistering, smoky chilies and then, is it gargled battery acid mixed with motor oil?
Oh, jeez.
Or washed them down with a mouthful of pennies?
Pennies. Going pennies.
All right, Sam is going with the pennies. Mike King.
Even though a donkey punch is just a normal weekend for Sam.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
It was supposed to be Sam, Ryan, me, and then Steph and the Mikes.
Yep.
Oh,
I appreciate your commentary, Mike King. It's very valued at this point in the game, but unfortunately, as I said, Ryan is up to guess next.
Mike had too many hams. He's a lightweight. I'll go with pennies.
I haven't had any hams, but I never know how this works. All right, Ryan is going with pennies. So, Dan, you are up next.
I mean, I feel like I can't risk losing any ground to the 2 of them. I'm going to go pennies also.
All right. Everybody's saying pennies so far. We'll start with Mike King since I gave you a false start. What do you think?
I'm going to have to go anti-poor man's and go whatever the other one was. I can't remember if that was A or B.
That was A. That was the battery acid.
All right, battery acid. Yep.
Battery acid and motor oil. We're going to come to Steph next.
I told myself I was going to pick the answer I thought it was no matter what anyone else said. So this goes against my usual strategy, but I think it's pennies.
Moo-Duck, Mike, you were the last to guess. What do you think?
So it's like a lose-lose situation, right? So if I guess pennies, then I have no chance of winning. So I got to go the opposite. I got to go A.
I
Just
mean-
to give myself a chance.
I mean, I agree with you that that's probably correct. You're paying a lot more attention than I am. So you're going with A. You're going with not pennies.
Why not?
The pennies have it. It was pennies. So Dan, Steph, Sam, and Ryan all got that one correct. The reviewer goes on to call the mouthfeel, quote, hot and bubbly. So we're adding up the final scores now to see where everybody stands. And we have a bit more of a spread this time around. We have what I think is, oh my God, I'm writing on top of other things that I wrote before. Oh my God, we have a German Sparkle Party.
I like German Sparkle Party.
Tied for first place, all with 3 points. We have Sam, Ryan, and Dan. Congratulations on the German Sparkle Party,
Wait.
gentlemen.
Wouldn't they have 4 points now?
Is that what I said? What did I say?
You said 3,
3?
but it's supposed to be 4.
tied for first place with 4 points apiece. Enjoy your sparkle party, gentlemen. Dan, Sam, and Ryan each have 4 points. They won, all three of them. Congratulations. There's only one person in second place, and that's Steph. So congratulations for that. Not too bad. And at the bottom of the barrel is the pair of mics. The power of the mics does not prevail. Only 2 points apiece out of 5. So yeah, that's the end of the game. Thank you everyone for playing. Nobody wins anything. Nobody loses anything except bragging rights and some bruised egos. But this is the part of the podcast where we shout out to our most generous patrons on Patreon. We would like to thank all of you for keeping this going and possible, beginning with Chris Mahoney.
This game sucks.
Followed by Dana.
You're proud of yourself for your choices, aren't you?
Not usually. Sean Sullivan.
It's a shoot, Steph.
PA Brew Review.
I love the taste that's still in my mouth.
Topher Simmons.
Oh, shit, I have pineapple.
And whether they still know it or not, Poor Man's Brewing Company.
I'm driving me lorry and I got the trots.
Jill Chivers. I am a real American. James Lambert.
Don't ever call me that.
Eric Dixon.
And he actually took out the bung and let me smell it.
Jen McDonald.
Peanuts.
Brian Mills.
Hell yeah.
Ron McDonald.
Those holes were filled.
And the one and only That's No Baloney, Joe Mansell.
Pay my annual fee, motherfucker.
If you want to find out how you can get on this list and get other cool behind the scenes perks, go to patreon.com/beerbusters to learn more. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe. That's the Holy Trinity. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe's probably the important one. I'd like you to do that. Comment and then like, sort of in that order. I don't know if that's true for the algorithm, but that's the way I feel. But Dan, what do we do now?
Comment.
Pay our tab. Comment's probably the most important one. Huh? All right, now I have to pee.
All right, I'm going to pause and save.
Actually, don't have to pee.
I didn't realize we were still on video when I got up to go to the bathroom.
We're still on video now because Wayne always forgets to hit stop videoing.
That's okay.
Dan, stop videoing. Dan, hit the button.